We've reached the halfway point of the season in the ThundersportGB 2012 Championship, and in this programme we feature two classes, the Hell Performance Street Fighters and the Bridgestone Thundersport 500s, both with equally great racing. Welcome to Thundersport Naked. The Bridgestone Thundersport 500 Championship comes to Snetterton this weekend. A mixture of weather conditions. It's been wet this morning, but it's started to dry out. So I would imagine that the majority of riders would fancy a gamble here or there. If it's been declared a wet race, then they get the choice of tyres, whether it's the standard Bridgestone road tyres or the wets that they go for. Pole position, Adam Palfreman, number 64. Second place to Lee Shallcross, number 55. Sam Ludgate, number 10 there. Championship leader in third. And 87, Adam Clark. The orange bib is to let you guys know, and the other riders out on circuit, that he is a novice for the year, a newcomer. Same for Shallcross, second on the grid. And what a championship this has turned out to be. All of these bikes absolutely identical. Suzuki's and Kawasaki's are eligible, but every single rider on the grid on a Honda CB 500. Elbow to elbow racing on all of them. Equal machinery, parallel twins. And into turn one we go, and it's four abreast. It looks like Clark. Oh, but who was that shooting around the outside? Was that Joe Barton possibly that managed to get the whole shot into turn one as the 500s make their way down into Montreal? And it was the Spartan Barton that leads going into Montreal there. And there's a couple of riders that have fallen there mid-pack. A couple of riders down on the approach to Montreal. As you see there, the sky blue and yellow CB 500 of number 27, James Pickford. But it is Joe the Spartan Barton that leads this one into Brundle and Nelson. Sam Ludgate came into Snetterton with a 24-point lead, but there's some 7 riders that were within 100 points. Now, it may sound a lot, but 100 points are up for grab at each round, and the way things are going, it's going to be going on for quite some time. I just got a glimpse there of 147. Phil Doody, the Dudester, goes through, apparently racing under the Satsuma Castanet Racing banner this weekend. I have no idea. Across the line come the race leaders. Joe Barton, that's Adam Clark just pulling out the inside maybe? No, Sam Ludgate in third, championship leader. That's Rob Morby, 53 ahead of Neil Bainbridge, number 100. The riders that fell into Montreal on that opening lap. Sam Holton, Peter Bardell and Neil Schofield have gone AWOL, so I presume it was them. The blue and yellow bike there, number 10, is your series leader, Sam Ludgate. Rider from Pontefract that won a 600 race at Anglesey a year or two ago. But it's Joe Barton, the rider from Wakefield on the HP Motorcycles Honda, that leads ahead of his teammate effectively. Adam Clark, the newcomer with the orange bib. Ludgate shadowing them in third place. The best of the rest, Rob Morby has a black helmet with a fluorescent yellow spots on it. He is in fourth place, number 53. And some hand signals going on there from Joe Barton. I do hope he's not trying to tell anybody to stick behind him, because in a CB 500 that's just not going to happen. As they tip into Murray's and head on to the start-finish straight. Barton has been, I suppose, a little inconsistent at times, a bit of a win-it-or-bin-it merchant, shall we say, so far this year, but there's no doubt that he's got talent, as out of the slipstream comes Adam Clark, number 87. Not quite this time. Ludgate, number 10, in third place, just monitoring the situation in third place there. Adam Clark looking to get out front. He's taken race victories already this year. And Rob Morby has just broken away from that chasing pack that includes Nick Clift, Adam Palfreman, Dave Palfreman's around there. Neil Bainbridge, James Pickford. But as we tip into Brundle, the left-hander, before Nelson on the right, there's nothing to choose between Joe Barton, Adam Clark and Sam Ludgate, but Rob Morby, number 53 on that last lap, was a couple of tenths quicker than the three in front of him, and there you can see he's going to join this gaggle anytime soon. Into Coram Curve comes Joe Barton with the green and white Kawasaki leathers, followed by the orange bib of Adam Clark. Sam Ludgate, is he having a look up the inside into Murray's? Not this time. Murray's has been seen as a safer corner than what Russell's was. However, I have to say that it has reduced the chances of overtaking into that turn on the last lap, for example. But as they tip into turn one, around the outside from Sam Ludgate, who goes from third to first, as they approach Montreal in a moment, this corner at Sears, you could overtake into here, but that has now become a favourite for one or two of the riders, as it's now a hairpin on the right knee all the way around. Clark been bumped down to third place as Ludgate now leads from Joe Barton. Look at the drive that Adam Clark got out of Montreal and onto the Bentley Straight, and now Rob Morby is going to join them. He is very much a part of this leading group, and Adam Clark leads. Ludgate lost all sorts of power on the Bentley Straight and has been pushed back down to third. Morby fourth. Then there's a couple of seconds back to Nick Clift, and I think that's Adam Palfreman and James Pickford. Lee Shallcross also a part of that group. Around Coram Curve they come. Clark now just stretching out a bit of an advantage as up the inside on the brakes goes Sam Ludgate. He makes the move on Joe Barton and it sticks. Rob Morby there on the start-finish straight, the white number 53 with the black leathers and the black helmet with the fluorescent yellow spots on it, trying all he can to get himself within a chance of maybe getting on the podium. And into turn one they go. You'll notice on the start-finish straights a number of the riders just tucking their left arms in as they go along the start-finish straight, and that's because there's no front fairings on these 500s, and that's just to help with the slipstream more than anything, the aerodynamics. So you'll see a number of riders doing that. Onto the back straights, the Bentley Straight they go, and there you can see a classic example, just tucking his arm onto the tank there, Rob Morby in fourth place. But it's currently Adam Clark that's got a couple of tenths and a few bike lengths lead over Joe Barton, is it? 106, who goes up the inside of Ludgate into Brundle corner. Shift down a gear into Nelson and then power up towards the bomb hole. Ludgate has a big look over his shoulder and sees Rob Morby tracking them down. And looking at the lap times, I don't think that group from 5th place onwards are going to catch these guys. They're consistently lapping half a second slower each time we go around. This is where Ludgate made his move last time. The man in third with the blue and yellow machine. Not happening this time. Adam Clark, well, this is going to be a good lap. Let's have a look at the lap times as he comes across the line. Adam Clark ticks off another lap. Number 87, the newcomer for 2012, a 125.9 compared to a 126.8 from Joe Barton. That's quite a difference. As you see there, 27, that's Pickford. Number 32, Nick Clift, rider from St Albans on the inside of Adam Palfreman. And Neil Bainbridge, sorry, up there also. My, and there's Shallcross. Great scraps these for 5th place onwards. There's Richard Blunt, number 13. Let's sit back and enjoy some onboard footage. As you see further back there, Adam Palfreman up the inside of James Pickford. Nick Clift, number 32, also trying to get in the action. Nick, a big Spurs fan, so we've got a bit in common, me and Nick. Have a good natter about Spurs rather than racing in the paddock. Palfreman there leading the fight for 5th place. Up the front though, it's Adam Clark that's just put in another great lap in the low 26s, and the guys behind cannot keep up. Joe Barton in 2nd place there, under threat now from number 10, Sam Ludgate. And Ludgate makes it stick. Ludgate up to 2nd place then, ahead of Joe Barton. Joe came into the round here in Norfolk 5th place overall in the championship, just 6 points behind Nick Clift, but his results will push him up into the top, maybe the top 3. He might just be a few points behind Neil Bainbridge at the end of this one. There's Shallcross, number 55, the newcomer, ahead of James Pickford, number 27, a former super team. A number of other riders that we've lost in the opening exchanges. Matt Chillings went AWOL on lap 2, a rider from Howden, another former super team, so he won't be scoring any points. And there's Rob Morby, once again just moving that clutch hand tucked in the tank, and this is the battle for 5th between number 64 Palfreman, 55 Shallcross. There's Nick Clift, number 32. Budget racing. Doesn't cost a lot to race these things, but it's so much fun. All of them equally matched. Identical brake horsepower, identical Bridgestone tyres. And we've seen some corkers so far this year, and that's why there's only 30 or 40 points separating the top 3 or 4 riders in the series overall, with 4 rounds remaining. Adam Clark goes across the line, still leading from Joe Barton, who'll take a defensive line now in 2nd place to prevent Sam Ludgate from going ahead. Ludgate instead chooses to try and get as much speed through turn 1 as possible, and maybe an attack at Montreal, and there he goes. Is he going to get him on the brakes into Montreal? He's snaking about, but it looks like he's made it stick. Still, manic scrap for 5th place going on further behind. After Snetterton, we go to Rockingham, Anglesey, Cadwell, and Mallory is the finale in October. So there's a race meeting each month as Ludgate trying to find a way past Joe Barton for 2nd place. Here is that fight for 5th place once again. Who's leading it? Looks like it's Shallcross, just from Nick Clift, Bainbridge, Adam Palfreman, and James Pickford. And Clift now up the inside into the bomb hole, is he? That there is Palfreman. It is Clift, has just moved up a spot then, ahead of Shallcross. Look at the 5 abreast almost going into Coram. That just doesn't work. Although they're not, they're keeping it clean. That's nice to see. Into Murray's they go. It's Nick Clift then. This is the fight for 5th place. Schofield has moved ahead of Shallcross. So Shallcross has gone from 5th to 6th, 7th, 8th in the matter of 2 corners. Last lap flag out, and Adam Clark has pulled the pin. He's now got it's a 4-second lead over the rest of the field. Consistently been lapping in the late or low 26s. That's 5 or 6 tenths a lap quicker than Joe Barton, Sam Ludgate, and Rob Morby behind. Ludgate comes alongside Joe Barton, looking to get as many points as possible. Back to that scrap for 5th. Good racing here from the Bridgestone Thundersport 500 class. It's been one of the better championships so far on the 2012 calendar. Further back we see there number 57, Chris Poncia. He's going to get himself some points, just behind Adam Carter at the moment, and those 2 haven't quite been able to bridge the gap to take them up with that 5th place fight. So for the final time, number 87, Adam Clark circles Coram Curve. This will close the championship right up as we head into Rockingham. There'll be very little between Sam Ludgate, number 10, and Adam Clark, and we wait to see where Sam Ludgate's going to finish. He's trying to get 2nd place. Onto the start-finish straight we go, though. He stands up and has a big look over his shoulder. It's going to be a win for Adam Clark. 25 points is going to come Adam's way, and he crosses the line to take the victory. Who's going to get 2nd place? It's going to be Joe Barton, the Spartan, who collects 20 points ahead of Sam Ludgate, the championship leader, 16. Clark over the moon with that one. Championship as tight as you like going into Rockingham. Wonderful result for Clark, the newcomer, on the HB Motorcycles Honda CB 500. Ludgate there just congratulating Joe Barton, and a pat on the back between Barton and Clark. 4th place went to Rob Morby, couldn't quite get up with the top 3. Adam Palfreman was 5th, and Nick Clift in 6th. They're on the podium then, the newcomer in the middle, Clark from Barton on the left, and Ludgate on the right.
Sam Ludgate, 3rd place. You must be happy with that.
Yeah, solid result again, and I'm happy to be on the pace for the front boys as well. So, what can I say about the battle with Joe? Every lap he slipstreamed me, I slip tripping back, and I had a line planned up at Corum's at the end, but he kind of knew I was going to take it on, so he kept wide and pushed me in a bit, and so it didn't quite happen. But fantastic, another good result, so I'll do.
Well, that was good to watch, I have to tell you. Who do you want to thank?
Thank all my family for coming down today. I'd like to thank my dad, he passed away about 3 years ago now, but he's quite a special person in my life, and what he did for me when I was trials biking like years and years ago is just immense. So definitely for him, this one is that.
Well done, Sam, and happy birthday.
Thank you. Cheers.
Spartan Barton, second place, and Sam says you had some incredible battles there.
Yeah, slipstreaming, first he'd get me down the straight and then I get him back up here. It was changing every lap. In the last corner, last lap, yesterday he pulled a move on me, so I knew we were going to do it again. So this time I just barged him in and didn't let him pass, but I'd like to say happy birthday to him anyway. So. Well,
that's what it's about at Thundersport GB, is like the racecraft, and you learn a lot, don't you? Particularly in this class. Who do you want to thank?
Massive thanks to Don and Johnny at HB Motorcycles, everyone that's come to watch, my dad, my sister, my girlfriend, everybody that's down here. Clarkie's been pushing me all the way, and the rest of the team, thank you. And Thundersport and all the marshals and medics, everybody.
Oh, bless you, thank you very much, and very well done. Adam Clark, what a weekend you're having.
Yeah, not too bad.
But it's so hard, isn't it? So hard fought, this game. It's just the hardest series.
I know, yeah, it's so close into first corner, first hairpin, it's just manic. Everybody's chop changing, it's crazy. But yeah, really good racing. Yeah, fantastic.
Well, you seem to get in a really good rhythm in the end. I mean, you did actually pull a few bike lengths.
Yeah, I seemed to get a rhythm. I know Joe went in front of me for a bit, seemed to settle into a rhythm. Then Sam come by me, I just thought, right, he's going to pull up pin. Ended up getting by him, just got my head down, kept it pinned from there.
Well, I think then, fortunately, Sam and Joe tripped themselves up a little bit and maybe helped you a bit. Who do you want to thank?
I want to thank HB Motorcycles for getting me here this weekend, especially Johnny, Don, Cleggy. Massive thanks to everybody. My mum, my dad, my nan, and Mark from Perfecta Paving for buying me the tyres, and also Steve from SDS Plumbing and Heating. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, cheers. Same it next one.
Moped, sports bikes, you save watts. Any bike, it makes no odds. We will give you what you need. Best price always guaranteed. Come to us and get a quote. You'll be singing note for note. Walk away with cash to spend on anything you want, my friend. Bike Insurer, Bike Insurer, Bike Insurer.
Get the cheapest bike insurance, guaranteed, only from the Bike Insurer.
Round 5 of the championship then, Thundersport GB comes to Snetterton, and we take a look at the Bridgestone Thundersport 500s and the Hell Performance Street Fighters. The weather really can't make up its mind here today. We've seen sunshine, we've seen rain, we've seen wind, we've seen thunder and lightning. We've still got some people watching though, ready to witness some fine racing, and the sun, for now, gleaming down on the Bridgestone Thundersport 500 grid. There's number 64, the pole man. It's Adam Palfreman. He'll be alongside a newcomer, number 55, Lee Shallcross. Third place is Sam Ludgate there, the blue and yellow leathers, championship leader. And then Adam Clark, number 87. Another newcomer with the orange vest on, who's doing very well in the championship. In fact, only 24 points behind the number 10 blue 500 there of Sam Ludgate. This championship has supplied us with some fascinating racing so far in 2012, and we are ready to go for another one here at sunny Snet. The lights go out and the riders get away. You can see Adam Clark on the inside there, number 87, but it looks like it's going to be... Oh, is that Joe Barton that's made his way through to the lead, number 106. Despite all of these bikes being identical, Honda 500s, Joe's quite easy to pick out in second there with the Kawasaki green leathers. He's just up behind Lee Shallcross, who's got himself a fine start here in the Thundersports 500s. Into the Brundle and Nelson, though, it's Adam Clark that's now taken the lead. He chops the nose off Shallcross and In third place there is Joe Barton. So far this season, a number of different winners in this class. Sam Ludgate's down there in 5th place. We've got Rob Morby to look out for, number 53. Richard Blunt there, number 13. All of these riders capable of winning races. Nick Clift as well, number 32. And, well, hope to see Nick getting his way up onto the podium, mainly because he's a Tottenham fan. Good on you, Nick. It's going to get you some more coverage this season. But across the line they go. Number 87, that's Adam Clark that leads the race from number 55, Shellcross. Barton there, just up the inside of Sam Ludgate. And that just pushes out Matt Shillings. Almost, well, he did well to stay on the bike, really. As you can see, Neil Bainbridge getting in on the action there, but it's Shellcross that leads from Barton. It's, well, it's all change here at the front of this one. Orange vest to state that it is the first season of racing for Shellcross. Now into what was the S's, Brundle and Nelson, and it's all change again as Adam Clark gets into the lead. Joe Barton second, Ludgate third. Now Shellcross in 4th place as they go around the bomb hole and into Coram Curve, and Barton has a look up the inside now into Coram. Really is any one of probably, I would say, 6 riders that are in with a shout of winning this championship for this season. Ludgate, Clark, Bainbridge, Clift, Barton and Blunt. Rob Morby is still in with a sniff, but would need to get quite a few podiums to his name in the next few rounds to really catch up with this group as we head to Rockingham next. And you can see Morby in the background with the black helmet and the fluorescent yellow spots on. Sam Ludgate championship leaders getting duffed up a bit into turn 1. But it is Joe Barton that leads there from Adam Clark. Adam Clark really has been a wonderful addition to this championship for 2012. As you see, number 22 there, it's Adam Carter, just outside the top 10 at the moment. Into Brundle they go once more, and Joe Barton has managed to fight his way to the front after a good Alton Park. It's Clark in second, Shellcross third, Sam Ludgate there, the blue and yellow Honda CB 500 in 4th place. And Barton trying to break away now. Difficult to break away, all of these bikes absolutely identical. Oh, is that? I thought there was a bit of rain falling there as they make their way round into Murray's. Is that rain falling? Well, we'll have to have a look as they come onto the start-finish straight. They are all, of course, running identical Bridgestone road tyres, no slicks allowed. But into turn 1 they come. Joe Barton it was that was leading, but around the outside, that's not going to work into Ritchie's. Adam Clark thinks better of it, stays in second, with Shellcross third, Ludgate in 4th. Clark has a big look over his shoulder and sees that he's got company. Further back, that's 57 and 71. Chris Pontier and Dave Palfreman. Dave Palfreman, brother of Adam. Good to have Dave back in the paddock. Both of those guys in the points. Palfreman's trying to get himself in the mix in this race. He's lapping well in the low 25s, but it's Barton that leads from Clark. Palfreman has now moved up a spot, in fact, is into 4th place, just behind Shellcross. And as they make their way around Coram Curve, it almost looks wet on this part of the circuit and then dry everywhere else, but maybe it's just me. Onto the start-finish straight they go. There really is nothing to split these riders. No one can get a break out front. Joe Barton has attempted it. It's not worked. And he has got company once more. And around the outside again comes Adam Clark. And again, he can't make it stick. It's still Shellcross third, Palfreman 4. Sam Ludgate there, the championship leader in 5th place. Ludgate from Pontefract. Neil Bainbridge, you can see there with the red, yellow and black leathers, involved in a manic scrap for the rest of the positions as Chris Pontier goes through once more. And there's Dave Palfreman. Dynamite Bailey is in and around them. 22, Adam Carter, Alex Tennant and Alan Brookbanks all in the points. But at the front, it's Joe Barton, known as the Spartan now, in the Thundersport 500 paddock. And I have since found out why he's called the Spartan, but that is not for airing. There is Adam Clark in second place, with Shellcross still in third. So the two newcomers in second and third here, but Joe Barton has so far shown more speed than anyone else. He is lapping in the very low 125s. In fact, on that last lap, the fastest man on circuit, Sam Ludgate, the championship leader, a rider that really we first came onto the scene and we first started hearing about him at Anglesey when he took a wonderful win in the Formula 600 class. But this is Thundersport 500s, different riding styles needed. And Adam Palfreman is joining in the fun now, fighting for a podium, as Sam Ludgate has just been dropped off us slightly at the back there of that group. Further back, that is number 72, Dynamite Bailey. Just in 10th place ahead there of number 37. That's Hannah Rose Mycock. They've just put a lap on her. And 22 there is Adam Carter. So Mike Bailey and Adam Carter fighting for 10th and 11th. Back at the front though, Barton it is that leads. Joe came into Snetterton in 5th place overall in the championship behind Nick Clift. Nick is involved in that huge scrap. Oh, we've got a faller there in the background. That's Adam Palfreman. Adam was a part of the leading group and Adam Palfreman has gone down. We saw last year a right temper tantrum when he fell off, but this time he looks a little bit more relaxed about the whole thing. Helps the marshals pick up the bike. Nice one, Adam, but well, he's safe and sound, but across the line, who is it going to be? It's going to be Adam Clark that wins it. Joe Barton has led this one all the way, and Adam Clark has just pipped him to the post. He wins ahead of Joe Barton. Sam Ludgate manages to get third, Richard Blunt fourth, and I think Rob Morby across the line has just got it from Neil Bainbridge. We'll wait for confirmation, but what a win from Adam Clark, and that puts him right in the frame for the championship. He wins from Barton, Ludgate third, Blunt fourth, and it was Rob Morby that took 5th ahead of Neil Bainbridge in 6th. There is the newcomer, Adam Clark in the middle, Joe Barton to the left and Ludgate to the right. What's that done to the championship? Well, Clark just leads by 8 points now from Ludgate, Bainbridge, Barton, Clift and Blunt.
Sam Ludgate, Bridgestone Thundersport 500, 3rd place man. You could have been 1st man. Anything could have happened.
Yeah, it's just Adam and Joe got away a bit, and I was battling with another Adam Palfreman and Matty Laws and a couple others. So it's just another crazy race. So 2 thirds again. I'm getting a bit tired of these thirds now, but I'll keep trying.
Good lad. Who do you want to thank?
Thank all my family for coming down, and my girlfriend for borrowing me her socks, which didn't go down well when I went for a shower last night. And I'd like to thank my dad, who's not with us anymore. He passed away 3 years ago, but it was a massive influence on my life, and what he did for us when I was trials biking, and that was just amazing. So I'd like to give these for him.
Brilliant, well done, mate. Joe Spartan Barton, 2nd place. Fantastic race, man.
Yeah, brilliant race. I was leading most of it, and I think I had a bit of a gap, but you can never be too sure. And last lap, out of the last corner, I think I hit the limiter, missed the gear, and Clarky just got the drive to me. So, I mean, I'm pleased that it were him instead of somebody else that's closer to me in the championship, but we'll see. It's all to play for still.
Good lad. Who do you want to thank, mate?
HB Motorcycles, my girlfriend Jordan, my dad for cooking all weekend, and everyone that's come down to support us, and Thundersport, all the marshals and medics officials.
Thank you very much. Adam Clark, wow, brilliant. You look pretty happy about that.
Yeah, pretty happy about that. That were awesome. I sort of dropped back in first part at race, 2 laps, dropped back to about 8th again. I had to work my way up, and then just followed Joe for most at race, let him lead it. I knew I was faster in a straight line. He protected his line into the last turn, and I knew we were going to do that. And then I just got him in at slipstream and slipped him up to the line, and awesome, yeah.
Great feeling, huh?
Yeah,
who do you want to thank?
I want to thank HB Motorcycles again for bringing me here, Don, Johnny, Cleggy, Nick Mallinson for helping this weekend and changing me tyres and wheels I don't know how many times with the weather. My mum, my dad, my nan, for them I won't be here. Perfecta Payden, Mark, and Steve from SDS, and also a big up to my Asian brothers, Jimmy and Iffy. Nice one, thank you.
Well done. Cheers, Adam.
Thank you, cheers.
Well, don't go anywhere here on Modus TV. Next up, it's the Hell Performance Street Fighters.